Hello students, I am back with a wonderful story today for you. And the name of the story is This is Jody's Fawn. What is fawn? Fawn is actually young one of doe and doe is a female deer. This story has been written by Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings. Okay, before I begin this wonderful story, let me talk about it in brief. This story, students, highlights values such as love, care, justice, and concern for living beings. So, let's begin the story. Let us know the main characters of it. First of all, the main character of the story is Jody himself, who is very sensitive and emotional boy. Then we have Extra Baxter, who is also known as Penny, who is the father of Jody. Then next character is Ora Baxter, which is also named Ma Baxter in the story, who is obviously the mother of the main character, Jody himself. And then we have two more characters in this story, Millville and Doc Wilson. Both of them help Jody in finding out the fawn. Who this fawn is, who this doe is, we'll be exploring in the story itself further. In the beginning of the story, we find Penny lying on the bed in a very bad state of health, who had been bitten by rattlesnake, and in order to rescue himself, he killed a doe on spot and used its liver and heart to draw out the poison from his body. But since that incident, we find Jody in a very restless condition. He is haunted with the thoughts that the fawn is still left alone in the forest. So he goes to his father and pleads him to let him go to the forest again so as to bring him home. He argues with his father, saying that they were only responsible for the fawn's plight. He also convinces him by uttering that it would be unfair to leave that little fawn in the forest to starve. Penny is in dilemma, but after certain discussion, he permits him to go to the forest. He asks Jody to inform his mother before leaving positively. Jody makes an exit from the room and reaches the kitchen, wherein he finds his mother pouring coffee into the cups. He expresses his wish to bring fawn home to her and also tells about father's consent. Here we meet the rest two characters of the story. Doc Wilson also supports Jody in his opinion by saying that nothing in this world comes free of cost. We have to pay price for everything. So here in the context of the story, children, the price is to raise the fawn. Millville also plays very important role here. He ensures the safety of Jody by accompanying him on his journey. So finally, Ma Baxter gets agreed and says that Jody would have to give his milk to the fawn. Thus, the next day they set off their journey. Millville mounts Jody on his horse and they start. On the way, Millville inquires from Jody, how was he sure that the fawn was a male? He answers that the spots on the body were in a line, which is an evidence that it was a male fawn. After covering some distance, Jody asks Millville to return to the home because of two reasons. Which two reasons? First, he didn't want to share his exclusive happiness of meeting the fawn with anyone. Secondly, if he is unable to meet the fawn, to find the fawn in the forest, then he didn't want Millville to witness his disappointment.
Okay.
On the contrary, Millville is bothered for his safety, but Jody pressurizes him to do so and says that he could take care of himself. So Millville leaves him and returns to home. Now Jody reaches the place where he finds the carcass of doe in a very pathetic, worst condition. He gets scared for fawn. At the same moment, he notices some movements among the bushes. There was the fawn. He picks up the fawn and starts walking among the shrubs and the bushes towards the street. He was badly tired, exhausted, so he expects fawn to move on its own. But the poor weak fawn starts bleating and does not walk. Jody, out of pity, again holds him in his arm and starts moving ahead. When he was near his house, he again wishes that little feeble fawn to climb the stairs and go into the father's room, but in vain. So finally, he only picks him up in his lap and reaches his father's room. His father was glad to see Jody's happiness. Since he knew that the fawn was hungry, he goes into the kitchen and brings some milk in a gourd. The fawn was actually too weak to drink the milk himself. So Jody dips his fingers into the milk and makes him suck them in order to feed him. He does it several times, many times. Later, the fawn starts drinking the milk directly from the gourd. Here the story comes to an end. The moral of the story is love and compassion are necessities without which humanity cannot survive. Hope you people have understood the story well. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.